Hey everybody, welcome back to Building Your Empire with SophieZo. Today I'm excited to bring you another fabulous guest to help you build your business and build your empire and take everything to the next level. His name is JoeGraham, and he's got 15 years of sales experience and a heart to help others succeed. He started the 150K podcast. Its mission is to help people go from dream to six figures and beyond. We love that, don't we? He is a sales and mindset coach who has helped both individuals and businesses grow sales with a customer focused selling system. You can reach him on Instagram at 150K Podcast or on Facebook under the group 150K Podcast. Joe, my friend, how are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sophie. I'm doing great. Excited to be here today.
Thank you for being here. It's always an honor to have such great people on my podcast to help my listeners grow to six figures and beyond. So, with that in mind, Joe, tell me, what is your best tip, trick, or advice for those entrepreneurs out there listening who are ready to grow to six figures and seven figures and beyond?
Well, and it's actually really simple. Customer focus. Find out what the customer's issue is and solve their problem. The biggest thing I see most coaches running into or doing that doesn't work is they get an idea or a course that they think's great for them, but they don't listen to their customer and find out what their need is. So they're selling them something that doesn't work. When you go to your customer, your client, and you ask them specific questions about what they need to do, how it is that, you can help them, it builds that relationship up for you. The nice thing with that is with the 15 years of selling, I literally talk less than my clients. Like literally, I just ask them questions. They tell me what their problem is. And if I can help them, I will. So don't get what I would call the shining syndrome, where you get stuck on it, my course, my thing, this is perfect, because it may be perfect for you, but it might not be for them. Always make it about them, and you can make as much money as you want. Zig Ziglar talked about that. If you solve people's problems, you can do that. And there's different ways to do that. Like you can do it through different selling processes and all, but that's the biggest thing that I would tell people. Be 100% focused on your customer, meet their needs, answer their questions, serve them faithfully, and just do what you can for them. And the sky's really the limit with that.
So, if I'm understanding you correctly, it's about talking to the person and relating to them. It's not about your widget or your service or your thing that you're trying to sell. It's building that relationship and that rapport to even just to be sure it really is for them. You're letting them decide that. You're not just going on there and going pitch, 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 right?
Correct. Correct. Yeah, because like too many times people try to sell their product. But what if your product, Sophie, doesn't work for them, but you know someone's product that does? You might refer them to that person. However, when your service comes up in their mind again, their friends, their families, they're going to refer you. And honestly, in marketing, I think it's between 80 and 86% of actual marketing that works is word of mouth. People tell about what they love, what they do, how they do it. I did it today with a company that I just liked their thing. If you go to my Facebook page, you'll see it today. It's this little lunchbox. I'm not a sponsor for them. I just think it's a really cool thing. It was Veterans Day, so I shared it because I love their stuff. It's the same thing. You're just meeting the customer's needs. But for coaches, this is huge because it takes out the icky feeling of selling. Now, I like selling. I've been doing sales for years, but a lot of coaches that I run into, they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to sell, or they don't feel good enough about what they have to offer because it's easy and natural to them. But think of it this way. With all the experience and stuff you have, you're shortening time for people, which is amazing, and they don't know what you know. So you bringing them your gifts, your talents, your skill set, whatever you're offering, or even doing the do it for you, because I know some coaches do that as well. It's amazing. It helps them. But you have to get past, that's the big thing. That mental block of sales is a bad thing. If sales is service and you're helping the customer, it's easy. It's not like you said, pitch, pitch, pitch. I don't pitch. I listen, I address, and I say, cool, I can help you or I can't.
Very good, very good. And I've heard many people say sales is a service. Sales is service to the people. And I totally agree with that 100%. But in case there's people listening that aren't really sure of that or don't want to believe that, What would you say to them about sales being service and not sales and icky and all of that?
Sure, sure. And it depends on from which viewpoint. If you're the person selling it, you have to understand they're going to buy from someone. And if you're bringing them value in a service and you're moral and you're ethical and you have their best interests in heart, you're good. You're not going to be like the Wolf of Wall Street movie where they're like, just taking advantage of people or stuff like that. You're helping them. If you're on the other side and you've been burnt, talk to the person selling you and just be honest with them. Say, hey, look, I have a long time of trust. And if they're a good salesperson, if they believe, or a good business owner, and they have your best interest in heart, they're going to take the time to walk with you and follow up with you and hit your deadlines and stuff and not just push, push, push product. That's the best way to figure it out. If you're talking to a sales professional and they're just like, buy today, buy today, buy today, and there's that pressure, yeah, maybe back off. But if they're like, hey, you know what, Sophie, cool. This is what you said you wanted to do. This is your time frames. When do you want to, and they work with you together. It's like, it takes it out of being a salesperson. And I'm a business professional helping you, who's a business professional, or you, the customer, meet your needs. And then you don't have the stigma of sales because we've all gone to the car dealership. I know that's the big one that everyone talks about. That's easy one everyone can relate with. And I know a lot of car sales people that are really nice people. So if you're listening to this, guys, I'm not talking about you, but they walk and they talk to the manager and they come back and they're not talking to the manager. They just went in the other room to put the extra pressure. And I'm like, look, car salesmen hate me when I come in to buy. I'm like, look, I do sales for a living. If you go talk to the manager, I'm not going to talk to you. I just want the price. I want to know what it is. And that's fair. But I actually found the sales guy and I buy all my cars from him because I like Toyotas and he just shoots me straight. And that's what people want. They want a fair value and someone they can trust.
Absolutely agree. And yes, everybody talks about car salesmen and attorneys.
Yeah.
Those are all the bad eggs out there, but they're really not. Not all of them. You can't put everyone in one basket just because a few of them are not the best in the world about how they conduct their business. So, all of that sounds really good and I love it. And it really is nice to talk about sales in that perspective because so many people hate sales. They think it's icky. They think they're pushing people into something and they don't know how to come from that place of service as opposed to pitching. So, thank you for explaining that from your perspective because also hearing different perspectives about sales being of service is great for my listeners too, because everybody understands things differently, perceives things differently, and receives things differently. So I love how you've put a slightly different spin on it. And by spin, I don't mean, ickiness. I mean, you're putting a different explanation to it that some of the people may get as opposed to hearing it from another way. So this is all great stuff. So, Joe, do you have anything to offer my listeners as far as a free offer, or do you just want to have them come check you out at your website? Where can my people find you and get in touch with you if they want to learn more about how you teach sales and how you coach people?
Sure. Easiest way to find me, and Sophie did an amazing episode, is on the 150K podcast. You can see that on Apple, Spotify, Breaker, pretty much anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can also find me on Instagram at the 150K podcast, and then I have a Facebook group as well. I do reply to the DMs if you reach out to me that way. I don't have a set course per se yet. I've been doing a lot of consulting with businesses. I have a pretty big network right now, so I've been doing more of one-on-one consulting. That will probably be coming in the future.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks so much again for being on my show, Joe. I've loved having you, and I'm sure my people have loved hearing you. So that's a wrap today, guys, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.